Hey, Abby, are you ready? My friend Abby, where are you?
Okay, I'll be right with you, LaDonna. Dar's internet's going in and out. And
Okay.
I'll put my video on and I'll put my video on just as soon as I get back.
Okay, thank you. Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. It's the Millionaire Marketplace Day. How is everyone? I see Grace has her pretty pink hat on.
Oh, thank you. Great if you can hear me.
Yes, I can. Beautiful. Thank you. I love it when that happens, when we remember to unmute ourselves and everything works perfectly. I love it. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Heather.
Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Grace. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I'm healing quite well. I had a slip and fall and fractured my wrist
Yeah, I know.
about 2 months ago. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm healing quite well.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome. I fell and broke mine in 3 places in October. And as you can see, I'm still healing. And I'm not for sure why they said it would take about a year though. I did have to have surgery on it because it tore there where that big bone is. It tore that. So I'm working on it. I'd never fallen in my life and I have to wait till this age to fall. All right. So I know Abby and Dar is having a little bit of internet trouble this morning. And then we also, I know we're waiting on a couple of others. So while we wait, let's go ahead, and you know what to do is go ahead and put your email, phone number, and if you have some type of calendar link, go ahead and put that in the chat so that we have it. I know sometimes that can be a little annoying because we're like, I already gave it to everyone, but you just having it at the fingertips when you're trying to invoice someone or make an appointment or reach out to someone, we need to, it's just easier.
Yeah, Dar's internet wasn't working, so I got it up and running for her. So she should be joining shortly.
Good.
Yuda, I'll fix Yuda's. Yuda is a friend of ours that's visiting.
Okay, I was wondering who that was. Okay. Yuda. I would have never known how to say that name, to be honest. So good. And while we're waiting again, I want everyone to think that, we have several Florida friends that is either evacuating from the coastline today, or they're bunkering down if they're not as close to the water. We have several members. Off the top of my head, I know for sure 4 To me, that's several in our members group. So let's keep those people in our prayers, thoughts, juju, whatever you believe in. Let's just know that they need us to think about them today and tomorrow as that hurricane comes in. You know, they were hoping it would only be a 1, but it looks like when it gets in, it's going to be a 3. So that's pretty, can be pretty, I don't know. I would just run. I would just run as fast as I could. I don't, you know, I say that, but I guess once you get used to, I don't know that you ever get used to it. Don't get me wrong. Like in Texas, we have no hurricanes. We're, you know, up north of Texas. The south part, you know, by Galveston and them have it, but I'm up by Dallas. But we get tornadoes. And, you know, we get enough that so many times we'll go, it'll be all right. Let's just go about our day. But then it gets really, really scary when the sirens start going off and the building or house starts shaking or things like that. Then you get really scared and you're like, okay, why didn't I? You know, but you know, you just, I don't know. But then I'm thinking of hurricane, that sounds so horrific to me. Just, you know, we were in an earthquake one time when we were visiting California. My girls were really small and I didn't even know what was going on, but my father-in-law came running to grab one child under each arm, you know, so that he could, you know, because we were all sitting at the bar eating cereal. I still remember, and I'm like, why is the room shaking? Because I'd never been anything like that. So, but he knew exactly what was going on, and he wanted those girls off the bar stools, you know, on the ground level. But anyway, so welcome everyone, and okay, so hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Again, please, if you haven't already, put into the chat your email. If you have some kind of calendar link and phone number, please. It makes it easy for us to reach each other, and keep our thoughts open for our friends again in Florida. And I know that I've talked to Lynn this morning's already contacted me, and she's one that's bunkering down, and her daughter's a nurse and she has to be at the hospital for the next 2 days. They have told them they all have to stay there. And then Phyllis and Michelle are both, I don't know about Michelle. Phyllis is bunkering down. She doesn't live so close to the coastline, but she has family and friends coming to stay with her because of it. And Olia, for the ones of you that were here last night, I think everyone was here last night, she is going inland today with her dogs and her significant other. So
I'm sorry, I didn't hear where did it land, the hurricane, or did
I
it?
don't think the way I understand it's not landed yet on the coast, but it's going to be the Tampa Bay area. It's going to
Oh, the
hit
Gulf side,
Yes.
Mm.
not the
So
other side. So my sister and brother-in-law have a condo down in Fort Myers. That was the area that was hit really badly last year. I think it was. They are on the 4th floor, but when they went down last December, I guess they had no elevators still. Ground floor was still being rebuilt. Like it's finished. The ground floor is finished now, I believe, and the elevator's working, but
that's
yeah.
kind of like Olia. She lives on the 2nd floor. She just moved in there last month, but she's afraid if she stays that the water level will get up through the stairway, and there will be no elevators because they will shut down. No electricity, no water. So she's just not going to take the chance. She's just going to pack up and go to a friend. So, and that's good. You know what? That's the safest thing. So, all right. So we are going to get started. I always love it when Abby teaches us something, and she will be teaching us more things today as our tech angel. And she is going to bring up ideas and suggestions and those things that'll most people have issues with in the tech world. And maybe we can prevent some of them. That's what I'm hoping for. I love prevention. I'm all for it. So we are going to go ahead and give the floor over to Abby. Abby, welcome, welcome, and thank you so much. The next 20-ish minutes are all yours.
Awesome. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to start off with a little bit about what things I commonly come across. And, you know, actually, no, I'll start off with some tips. There's a better start. So the idea is when you get a quirk on your computer, a quirk is something odd that happens, or like Facebook just isn't working right, or your program you're working with, whatever it might be, isn't quite acting right. The first step to do before you call anyone is to shut down, not a restart, a shutdown of your computer. Doesn't matter whether it's a phone, a tablet, a computer, a laptop, or PC, it doesn't matter. The idea is when you do a shutdown, you're getting rid of the cause of the quirk or oddity that's making your software go cuckoo. And then turn your computer back on and give it a chance. You know, a restart keeps the quirk. So that's why it has to be a shutdown. So you start back up again and you go back to where you were and see if it still happens. See if that problem still persists. Then it's time to call a tech support person. And because then they can do the additional things that need to be done to solve the problem. Now, on to a common aspect of what I described. People commonly call in a panic, Abby, help, I think I got a virus. And really, the majority of the time is the computer just got too confused. That's the real short story of what goes on. And so I take the half hour to an hour to 2 hours to straighten it out, to get it in a viable, performing aspect that gets rid of those quirks, those oddities, and gets the computer back to where it should go. And then hopefully people will pick up my monthly service plan so that they can avoid having those panic moments, and have me maintain their computer, give it a tune-up, so to speak. Cars get tune-ups. Let's call it a computer tune-up, where I do a variety of different things to keep the performance going well. And so that first panic time can be as much as 2 hours to set things straight. So when I do the service plan, I spend an hour or 2 hours to get things in order. And then I spend a half hour once a month making sure it stays in that performance mode. And so that you never get that experience again. So now I'm going to describe, there's a variety of ways that people come to me in more detail. So for example, some people may get a slow running computer. So they're not in a panic mode, but they're like, why is it running so slow? Or they'll get an internet connectivity issue, where that means, are they accessing the internet properly? Like Dar just had an internet connectivity issue just today. So I was able to rectify it. However, sometimes a confused computer imitates one of those first two. And so sometimes that's all it needs is a cleanup, a tune-up, and everything's back to normal. Then there's viruses and malware that need to be removed, which does happen. But what I find is, like, for example, I've had Mac people come to me saying, why am I having this problem? Because they didn't know that a Mac can get viruses these days. It's been known for the past 3 years that a Mac can get viruses, but they didn't know that because they don't have techie friends to tell them so. So they get a virus. And there are solutions to that are unique to Mac for that. But typically, a Windows computer should already have an antivirus program, and therefore the antivirus program catches it. And but I use the word should because I still come across computers that don't have a proper antivirus program running. I say proper because, for example, and I'll name it, Malwarebytes has become also not just for malware, but for antivirus. But their main focus is malware. Vice versa, malware Bitdefender is the opposite, where they have been focusing on antivirus and have now incorporated malware. Well, you can't use both programs to cover both equally. So you need a program that covers both equally. And then those people tend not to have issues like having to have a virus or malware removed. Then there's hardware issues. Let's say you get a black screen. There's nothing. You get, you can't get the computer to come on, or you get it to come on, but it's not doing very well. Well, that typically is a power supply. It's a hardware issue. And I coach people through the process. We find out what they need. We get the part coming into them, and I coach them step by step. This is what you do to replace the power supply, or they send it to me and I take care of it. That does happen. I've had people send me their computers. And then there's software issues, which is the most common of all the issues. And the reason I say that, it relates back to the first two, where you're getting these quirks, these oddities happening. And like, for example, Zoom. People have, recently on, I think Grace was one that had an issue with her Zoom. So the idea is that we downloaded Zoom fresh from the website, not from the program, and downloaded it, installed it, and I think Grace's issues were resolved. I never got a follow-up on that. But I heard you talk yesterday, so I think that worked. But anyway, the bottom line is that can happen with a browser. So it can happen with any program. So you download, as an example of Chrome not working right, you download it from another browser, then install it. So you get the two different versions. You get Zoom not working right, you download it fresh. You get a browser that's not working right, go to a different browser to download it. Firefox, Opera, it doesn't matter which one's going quirky. You open it, you download it from a different browser. And that's the first step to dealing with issues that are going cuckoo. And that's one of the reasons I offer a 30-minute free consultation. I get fully the issue that's going on with the client. And if it's something as simple as what I've described here today, then there's no charge. But if there's other issues, then we work out a work session. Because I don't want to do a work session where it's as simple as a reinstall. A reinstall is super simple and super easy for me, but I sometimes have to coach people do this, and this to get that result. And that's fine. I don't like the idea of taking people's money for something that they could have done, but people don't know what they need to do. And that's where I had that honesty factor in there of making sure things are done right. Like I was telling LaDonna recently, I have the combination of the patience, being reputable, being honest, but what I was telling her was, it's better, I have my knowledge. LaDonna has her knowledge. Every one of us has our knowledge that we are good at, and that's awesome. And we all can support each other on those various topics, which is what I do with techassist.ca. So the idea is being that I know none of you have my knowledge, I respect that and talk in a language that is appropriate for that. I don't talk to people as if they're the children. I find out what's going on. That's why the 30-minute free consultation. I find out what's going on and inform them as best I can for that situation. So there are some examples of, and I'll go back to the beginning when I talked about slow running computer. I made some notes here and I'm just going over it just briefly here. The first two, the slow running computer and the internet connectivity. Your computer's running slow. And also the last one, number 5, where I talk about software issues. You commonly get your computer working slow. You get a time lag on Zoom. You get a program not saving files efficiently. Let's say like Word not exporting or saving as very efficient. So all of this is due to one of the 3 or combination of the 3. And so you get these oddities. We'll call those oddities what I just described. The slow concept of connecting to Zoom. You get a lag. Like I see myself correctly on Zoom, but you will see me a half a second and hear me a half a second later. Like I can hear Dar in the next room, and my voice is coming through a half a second later. But if you're having a lag, it could be a 2-minute lag. That is another example of an oddity, a quirk. I expressed the example of saving a file. You could even be typing out and there be a delay in your fingers. So like you're typing out, hi, I am Abadel, blah, 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 and then it types it. And you have to wait till it catches up to you. Well, that's an oddity, a quirk. Different things of that nature where you get a slow response. But you then have to look at the situation and determine, if you can't determine which of the 3 it is, then you have to call somebody like me to help you work out your computer issue and get it running smoothly. And commonly, another thing that you will not see as an example of all affecting all 3 of those things is your computer being clogged with data. And that can happen in 2 different ways. You need 25% free space on your hard drive, your working hard drive, your C drive. The C drive is on all devices. So your C drive has to have at least 25% free space. The second part is your internet temporary files are in that free space and they have to be cleaned out. And when you clean your browser, you're not cleaning those temporary files out and you still have an issue. So not a lot of people know how to deal with all that. And again, that's where I come, my services come in and I help do the tune-up that the computer needs. For example, viruses can also cause a lag in your computer, but they can also cause really weird things to happen, such as certain programs not opening properly, or certain programs have opened, but other ones pop up too. There's a variety of different things that can happen with a virus in your computer. There's also different thing. Malware basically is spyware, is spying on what you're doing. So every key you do on the keyboard is recorded and sent to that malware. Everything, every website you go to goes to that malware people. And so, like, for example, if you're doing a search for cat food, all of a sudden you're going to get ads for cat food. That's because of malware. So that's a classic example of malware. And hardware issues, they tend to be, the biggest one tends to be the old-fashioned hard drives, the mechanical hard drives. The ones that are called just simply a hard drive, because that's what originally they all were. You hear it spinning. You can hear it in the computer spinning away. It's a little hum, and they are the most vulnerable of all the hardware in any computer. Luckily, our cell phones don't have that, never have. But they've had what's called the original SSD, solid state drive. And with solid state drive, you don't format as often because formats can damage them. However, they are more reliable and faster than the old hard drives, HDs. So then you get things like you accidentally drop it. Well, accidentally dropping it, like it could be like my friend Yuda had accidentally dropped her laptop. Luckily, it landed on a pillow. But the point is, the dropping it accidentally, which can happen. That's my point. You can end up with a cracked screen or disconnected keyboard or disconnected anything, because all the connections in a laptop are pressure sensitive. So they click in, but they can be popped out easily enough. So your cracked screen can happen as well from a dropped laptop. But the idea is that those things can all be rectified either by sending it to me or by, like I said earlier, I coach a person step by step. This is what you do once you've got the right parts. And I, of course, say this is the parts you need for that situation. So I'm sorry, I heard something in the background. Sorry for that pause. What else about diagnosis of a diagnosis of hardware is a tricky thing. It needs special software for diagnosing the quality of all the parts. But like I said, the most vulnerable is the old style hard drive, mechanical spinner. So that pretty much sums up my notes. I want to give the opportunity for anybody to bring up any questions for things that have happened to them. Does anybody have anything?
Abby, I want to jump in. Is there, I don't even remember what it is. You probably know what we use here to keep out malware and viruses and all of that.
Yes.
But is there one better than the other, or are they pretty much the same? Or
Okay.
how do you know if I have the right one or not?
Right. I know from experience, and I'll use the names, Malwarebytes and Bitdefender are not the only programs. Don't use them because they don't work together. If you're going to use Malwarebytes or Bitdefender, you want a program other than that that will work with it. So what I tend to do is encourage a program such as Trend Micro or ESET, ESET, because they are truly encompassing for your security. Oh, thank you for the coffee.
It's hot.
Yeah, I got it.
Because
Guard
don't I
just,
have Bitdefender?
I'm sorry?
I think I have Bitdefender, but maybe I don't. I don't know. You know, I
We,
don't
we
know.
can work that out later, but
So there are some that are better than others then.
yes, that's what I was gonna get at. There are
Okay.
some that are better than others. And, there's also depends on your hardware. For example, I like Trend Micro on my Mac computer. I'm convinced of it because it caught 3 Trojan viruses before it affected my computer. I am ecstatic about that.
Right.
It proves the point with my Mac I'm using right now today that it can happen. And the Trend Micro caught the 3.
So
And
with that, sorry, Abby, I've cut you off.
that's
Go
okay.
ahead. Sorry. My question was going to be next, and then we'll go to Kelly, is that, they're always telling you, don't open emails that you don't know. Well, that's a real big issue when you're a business, because we don't always know what emails we're getting. We don't always
Yes.
know these people, but we don't want to miss a customer either.
Correct.
So if we do open an email that has a virus, is that software that we're using, the Trend Micro or whatever, is it supposed to catch those viruses as well off of our emails or no?
Well, all these antivirus program, they're all installed properly are connected to your browsers, all of your browsers. And so when you install a good antivirus program, you then, in that installation process, you open up each browser and install the extension and into that browser. And therefore, when you go onto an email that has a virus in it, it will catch the virus before it comes into your computer. Which is one of the reasons why I don't agree with Edge, because Edge is part of the operating system, always has. The short story, it always has. Somebody can dispute that. That's why I had to make sure I mentioned that. The antivirus programs through like Outlook or Thunderbird or Oprah, these programs import the email, and then you open the email, boom, you've got the virus. So I always encourage webmail, which is on the browser. And so for example, gmail.com, hotmail.com, etc., yahoo.com, all of these different domains, go to that email, and that protects your computer better. So that basically answers that. Did I actually cover your question?
Yes, you did. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
good.
Because I always fear that. And I do get, right now it's huge that I owe $1,549 to Best Buy to upgrade my, repair service or whatever. And I don't even have repair service. I catch those before opening them, but I don't always know if it's a customer trying to reach out. That's not a customer yet, because I have my email on my website, so they should be coming in that way, but you never know.
Well, yeah, I understand your dilemma. And basically with my experience, we'll put it that way, not knowledge, but experience, which leads to knowledge, I know which emails are spam and not. And I do have to acknowledge that those spammers or people that have bad intention, that's a better way to put it, they're getting more and more sophisticated all the time with their emails. So it's always a good thing. Here's something to check, and that is open up the details or the more information in the header that you can see, the better. And if the email is from a gmail.com or a hotmail.com, but the name in front is not a person, it's gobbledygook, then spam it. Put it in your junk folder and leave it there. Don't delete from junk. Never delete from junk. Oh, because the providers will delete it for you after 30 to 60 days. So another tip is where it gets replied to. If it gets replied to another audity email, then again, junk it. Now, for example, you might get janedoe.amazon.com. Well, that immediately junk or spam, because Amazon doesn't allow that. Same thing with techassist.amazon.ca. Junk it because it doesn't exist.
Right.
So there's that experience part that comes through. So I've given you some tips to get you in that right direction for your own experience as to what is junk and not.
Yes.
Another aspect is if they don't have their contact info at the base of the email, a legitimate phone number, legitimate address that you can look up, both that you can look up, and a legitimate unsubscribe, they are if those three don't exist, chances are they are a scammer. Junk it.
Yeah, those are
So
some great
that-
ideas, Abby. Thank you. And Kelly,
Hello, you didn't answer any of my questions though, so that was perfect, LaDonna. Different subject. I have two, Abby. One, how often should you run your malware and your virus scanner? I know it automatically runs usually, right? But when should you say do a full virus scan, on the first day of the month, the 15th?
Well, there's no particular day you do it.
Okay.
You know, the whole, like, I end this call. Yeah, sorry for that interruption. To run a scan, it should be doing a quick scan or system scan every day when you turn your computer on.
Right.
It will not do it if your computer is still on overnight.
Okay.
But your full system scan should be done once a month.
Okay.
And it should be scheduled to run at a day and time that your computer is already on.
Okay.
If your computer is off during that time, it does not run.
Okay.
And you need it done once a month. Because also before all of that, you have to make sure that your antivirus program is up to date on what I call the antivirus rules.
Okay.
Every antivirus program calls it something different. So it's keeping the program up to date. There's two factors. There's the software and the rules. Keeping them both up to date is very important before the scans.
Okay.
So you turn on your computer, you make sure it's done an update, you do a system scan, whether it be a quick scan or whatever your particular computer calls it. But then once a month, again, when you turn your computer on, make sure it's on before the scheduled day and time.
Okay.
And do the updates ahead of time. So it's a little extra work, but it's part of what I do with my monthly service. I make sure things are up to date because not everybody knows this information that I just said. So that covered the one question,
That
right?
covered the one. And the same as the malware, right? You would make sure it's up
Yes.
to date and run. Now, here's another, my second one was usually what I will do when I get on the computer in the morning, and I've just gotten into the habit of it, is I use Brave as my browser, but I know when I check emails and go to other places, we hit Google and we hit the other one. So what I do is I edge. So what I do is I go into Google, I go down to help, I go over to say about, and then it pops up and it tells me whether Google needs an update or not. Is that a waste of time or stop doing that or?
No, it's not a waste of time, but don't update from itself.
Okay,
That's the next step.
okay,
Update from another computer, which is getting a new fresh download from another, not another computer, I said that wrong, from another browser.
right,
For example, Chrome.
Yeah.
If Chrome says it's out of date, don't go back to Brave and download Chrome and
okay,
install the Chrome fresh install. No uninstalling,
okay,
no installing required on any computer. Just fresh download, install it. It may be the same name as a previous download. That
okay,
doesn't matter. It's the content that matters. And
okay.
so it will then grab the most recent information for your particular computer.
So I
Every
could be
computer's different.
updating. Okay, so I could be updated when because they usually Chrome updates once or twice within a couple of weeks. Like
But
it's
it's
always
not
updating.
necessarily working.
Okay, got it. Okay,
So if you get a Chrome or a Chrome quirk or oddity, do
Yeah.
what I said.
okay, all right,
Otherwise, you're fine.
okay. Nope, those were my questions. Then you've answered them both. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything that's happened to them that we could use as a topic?
What?
Yeah, Derek?
I'm not sure if this was mentioned when I stepped away or not, but sometimes people will say, oh, your Facebook has been hacked or something like that. And that's, some people say, oh, your Facebook's been hijacked, your Facebook's been this, it sent you an email that wasn't really sent by the person sending it. Now, for those that might not know the process, the true process, could you go over that for them so they know what exactly to do should someone say that to them?
Well, okay. There's two parts. The part where you get a message and you know it's not them, it's not the way they would talk. Well, then you can go ahead and report that post or that message. You can report that person because that person is not the real account. The other aspect, which is I can only hear expressed as generality, is go into and this works for Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter,
YouTube?
many programs, where the idea is you go into the settings, find where you change the password, but also look for where it says what devices you're signed into and trusted devices. And this is common for Facebook to have these additional two. So you have to empty them, sign out of all devices and remove all trusted devices. And in doing so, you get rid of the hacker that created the false account. Because you don't know which one they've attached themselves to. And if you change the password only, they're still in one of those categories. Does that answer your question, Dar?
Where do you find that?
Well, in your settings of whatever program whatever social media you're going to,
Right.
it's in Facebook is typically privacy and security. So you go into your settings, privacy and security, or security and privacy, depends on the version of Facebook you've got. That's why I was generalizing. If somebody really needs the detail help, I do a session with them and go through the step-by-step exactly. We find for your version of computer where it is. For an example, the reason I say that is Facebook has facebook.com. We all know that. But that facebook.com, all it does is lead you to the right website for your computer. So for example, there's a desktop version. There could be an HP laptop version. There could be a Dell laptop version. There is tablet versions. For example, there's Android tablet, Apple tablet or iPad, and iPhone and Android phone. Again, if it's Samsung or some other one. So, 10 different websites, but you don't know which one you're being sent to because it all depends on your device. And that's why I can't say exactly this.
Makes sense.
Some great information. I will just have to say, when that happens, I just call Abby. I just can't.
Simple problem.
Too much. It's
Simple
just
solution.
too much for me. That's me. That's my being. It's just, for me, it's like, okay, this could take me 4 hours to figure out, and it will take Abby 30 minutes to figure out, maybe. A lot of times when I call Abby, it's 1 minute on the phone, it's answered, or a text, and she's got it. Or you know what? I'm going to take that back. Most of the times I really don't have any issues since I've been utilizing Abby because I'm on her monthly plan. And she finds I had a hacker. She found it. I didn't even know it. She found it, and thank goodness, because what if I wouldn't have had her? I may have never found it until it was too late and something might have.
Correct.
Because we do have to remember, and I want to point this out, not to scare anyone, but we have to realize, I know for me, besides my heartbeat, pretty much everything else is on my computer. You got to think about that. You use your credit cards, you use your banking information, all of that's out there. It's out there, guys. It's just out there for anyone that wants to make it their responsibility and job instead of going to get real jobs and real responsibilities. They take it upon to, harm others, and I don't like that. And the other thing that's getting really, really popular right now, I want to bring out, and I don't know that it really has anything to do with tech, but it just came to my mind. I spend from 5 a.m. to a minimum of 6 p.m. on the computer or phone all day, most days without even a break. And I find that, I'm going to send you a code. And if you can give that back to me, please make it aware, not just to you, but everyone because like my daughter called me a few months ago and she's like, Mom, why am I getting all these people wanting me to send them a code? I'm like, do not do that. But see, she spends no time on the computer except to put the baby's face on there. And I'm like, do not do that. That means they're trying to get into a bank account. They're trying to get into your Hotmail. They're trying to get into something. And with that code, they can get in. My friend, the lady that does my hair, her husband was running from his job to get the kids from school one day. And it came from Chase. It said and they have a bank account at Chase. And they needed a code. Well, somebody went in and withdrew $1,500 out of their bank account. And because he gave them that code, the bank could not do anything about it.
Correct.
Because they had been hacked. His phone wasn't his phone. It was their email, which was connected to his phone. How mine is, my Hotmail is on my phone. It comes directly to that. Or, whatever device you have it connected to. If I'm not at home, everything's connected to this phone. My Hotmail, my Google, everything. He thought it came from their bank, from Chase. And there was nothing they could do. They lost that $1,500 because he didn't know about that.
Correct.
Oh, so let everyone know. Just because you know doesn't mean everybody knows, is what I'm trying to get across to everyone here. Yes, Dar.
I have a huge concern about that for people like seniors, like my mom, for instance, people in their 80s and don't know anything about that kind of thing. And my mom's sister almost got taken for a few $1,000s a couple of years ago over the same way of accessing the account. And but was thankfully stopped by her daughter stepping in. But anyway, my heart goes out to all those people that don't have any idea how to deal with that. So we do need to let people know and spread the word around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because some people really think that's their mission in life, and their jobs is to grab everybody else's money instead of going and work for it. I don't know. That's my thinking. I don't know what they're thinking, and they're smart. There's very smart people that do this and get away with it for many, many years, many, many times. And, for some people, that might be their last $1,500 they have in their bank account. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's not the hijacker's money. So, Alka.
It's not only just like I've noticed on Instagram, and I was very close to going down to, I went down to the bank and I talked to them about it, and she says it's a scam. So I contacted another person who on Instagram was like a contact person of them, because I know that person. I know her personally. And I said, so are you a good friend of this person? She goes, no. She says she contacted me it was in regards to doing a painting of my face. And then she was going to show it all over the place. And I said, so did you look at her Instagram? And she goes, yes. And I said, so you saw the pictures? And she goes, yeah, because she got the same request. So, and I said, oh, I just went to the bank just to find out what they thought of it as well. I was going for other stuff, but I had asked them, and one of the tellers says it's a scam. It's not a legit, she says, because they can deposit, like if you take a picture of like a check that you get or something like that, they can deposit it that way. She says, we cannot deposit a picture of a picture. It's not going to work. She says, this is a scam. And I said, well, thank you for telling me. She says, I would have gone ahead and I would have been out a lot of money. She says, it's just the way she read it. She says, something's not right. So I told my friend that. She says, thank you, because she says she would have been out of that money. So a lot of people, and they look like legit accounts on Instagram, because you can make any, I guess the same with Facebook. You can do anything like that, right? You can make a fake account and nobody would know.
Exactly.
On that topic, what I recommend all people to do is connect their Instagram to their Facebook. It doesn't matter what the names are. Like my Instagram account is Bassy Cripps without the hyphen. Just that without the hyphen. But my Facebook is Abby Bassy Cripps. So you can connect them still. And that way you've got the protection of the Facebook settings for security, such as password change and everything else, so that it reduces the amount of scamming you get from names you know. So if your Facebook, if your Instagram account is separate, it's hackable. So connect it to your Facebook so you've got some protection.
It's connected to my business page on Facebook.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. You're still connected to Facebook.
Okay.
Is that going to be changing, do you think? Being able to connect Instagram and Facebook?
Well, it's better off if you do anyway, because they're coming up with this program called Threads. So if you're connected first to Facebook, I don't know how Threads is going to be respond to connection to Facebook. I have no idea.
Right.
So it's better to be on the safe side ahead of time.
Yeah, because I noticed that the last couple of times that I have put things on the marketplace in Facebook, a lot of scammers have been coming on about the 4 numbers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to be something else that we're not going to be able to sell on because so many dishonest people. In the past, we went through that with so many different ways of shopping online. And you know what? It's just because we're getting smarter. People are getting smarter. Con artists are getting smarter.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is. So does anyone else have any questions about tech issues right now? Heather, we haven't heard from you at all. Do you have anything that you want to say real quick?
No, I don't, but I've learned a lot. My husband actually is a computer guy too, so Abby made it that it made sense to me. My husband talks and it goes over my head. So thank you
I'm
so
right
much.
with you, sister. My husband's an engineer. There's a whole lot less fighting and arguing since Abby has been in our life. And I've told Abby this. Big Daddy is like, I work all day. I don't want to come home and have you clean the cookies and have you done that? No, I don't. Well, I've showed you how to do it. I don't have time. I don't know. I don't remember because you should do it every day. Every day. Every day. That means I don't get a shower today because I'm doing all this every day. And when there's a black screen, the first thing he wants to do, let's just clean it all up to make it back to factory. I mean, the man drives, but working at Texas Instruments, that may work for them because they are who they are. That doesn't work for me when I'm doing everything that I do. I mean, no. So Abby knows there's a lot less arguing. I never ask him to do anything. And now when he talks to me about my computer, or like the other day, he says, I need to use your laptop. I'm like, the old laptop's in the drawer. That's your laptop. He's not allowed to use my instruments at all, period. I have them set up the way Abby wants them set up. Everything is set. If I need something, I just call Abby. Abby tells me what I need, or she just does it because I don't want to learn her job. You know what? When the oil needs changed in the car, I take it to an oil changing place because guess what? I can Google and Google will tell me exactly how to change the oil in my car. But it will take me all day, maybe 2 or 3 days, when it takes the oil change place a $50 bill and 30 minutes of my life. Done. So that was saying something there. I hope you guys caught it. When you have to learn something new, it's a lot harder. It's a lot lengthier. So I stay in my lane. So, okay. With that said, is it Judah? Did I say that right?
Yuda.
Yuda, is there anything that you want to unmute and say about anything that Abby has said, or do you have questions or comments on? Is that enough? Yes.
She wasn't listening intently enough, so she's going to pass.
Okay, all right. I just
She's
want to make sure.
She's entertaining my mom.
That's okay. Where there's no rudeness in our environment, so I want to make sure everyone gets to be heard. And I think we lost Ross, and I know, I know our friend Grace. I love Miss Grace. She had a doctor's appointment or something. Okay, so we are going to go on into our marketplace unless anyone else has anything that we need to go over. Now, is Yuda going to come to the marketplace? Okay, that's fine.
I don't think so.
So we've got a little bit less of a crowd than usual for Marketplace, but that's okay. That will give us more opportunities to discover other unique items that we may have for sale. So our spotlight vendors today, we are going to start with Heather. Are you ready? You know what, Heather, I'm gonna pass you by one time. I'm gonna do Dar first. How's that? And then we're gonna go to Heather. All right, Dar, you've
Today
got
will
the
be-
floor as a spotlight vendor today. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. We're not going to do a pitch right now. Just introduce yourself and tell us one thing, one short thing about your business.
Okay, my name is Dar, and most of you may be aware that Abby and I are together here in Northern Ontario. And one thing about my business is that I make greeting cards.
Awesomeness, awesomeness. Okay, Heather, same thing. Your name and one thing about your business.
I'm Heather. I'm from Nova Scotia, Canada. What I like about my company is you can do #good. Its philosophy is get out of debt.
That's awesome. I never thought about that. That is awesome. See how unique that was? And Abby, as our guest speaker, it is your turn.
Okay, one thing, well, I'm Abby Bassey Cripps and Love in the Woods with Dar. One of the things about my business, I love helping people. I hesitate there because there's so many things I love.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So we are going to open up the floor now. I want everyone to get their very favorite pitch ready and your best offer ready. And we will start with Dar. Come on down.
I had a feeling you were going to start with me. I make greeting cards, and I've actually sold 4 bundles of custom cards that I'm still working on and enjoying very much doing so. And I don't have anything available to sell at the moment because I need to make sure I'm caught up before I get too much further behind. And the next time we are here, I will have more cards to sell to you all.
That is awesome. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Dar.
You're welcome.
And Heather, come on down.
I don't, as per se, either have an offer to share today. Like, we are very much into saving you money. So if you're from the States, I can help you save money on your utilities, like your phone bills, cable, whatever it might be. Or for travel, I can help you save money. There's more that I do, but it's just, it goes on and on. It's get out of debt. So we want to save you money and earn some money.
Awesome. Now tell me more about getting out of debt with my utilities. How would that work? Please just iterate a little bit farther for me on that you said.
So with the increase of inflation and everything else, if you're saving money, you can actually invest it to earn more money back if you need to. So you're always making more money, if that makes sense.
Yes, but how are you going to save me on my utilities? Is that what I understood?
Yeah, so you actually, there's a program, you just enter in your bills and they actually do the negotiations for you. You don't have to do anything. They negotiate and come back to you and say, I found this better deal for you. Do you want to accept it or not? And then you have the choice to go with that or not.
Oh, awesome.
So it doesn't change anything you already have.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So they're talking to my utility provider then?
Yep.
Perfect. I need that on my cable and my cell phone. Dang it, every time I turn around, my cable's going up. You know, they get
Right.
me because it's $80 a month when you first sign up. Well, that was 7 years ago. Now it's 230 plus. That doesn't include my Roku, my Netflix, you know, going to the movies. I tell my husband, thank goodness we don't like to drink, smoke, do drugs because we couldn't afford. We're doing it all on other entertainment of watching movies. That's what we love to do, though. That's our out. That's what we do. But
I don't know if you can see that.
oh, a little
Those
bit.
are just some of the providers that we can actually save you money with.
Oh,
So
awesome.
if you're already using them,
Awesome. So Heather, let's do hashtag good. That's what you had said earlier.
sure,
If you're
absolutely.
interested in more details and getting with Heather, because I know I'm putting that in there because if I can save money literally on my cell phone and my cable is probably my most expensive bills that she probably could negotiate with because I'm on a co-op, so I don't know if you could help me with that, but you know, Verizon gets a lot of money and my cable provider gets a lot of money from me. It's crazy. So okay, hashtag good. And then when you put those in your hashtags, let's make sure we're leaving emails at least, if not email and phone number. Okay. And I will do the same. And then we're going to go to Abby. Come on down.
Awesome. I'm going to start off with a little bit of info that Gar did not say, because she is focused on doing some of her work right now, which is a good thing. She forgot to mention about the rate. It's $6 a card or $21 for 4. And the offer is a 5-bundle pack for the price of 4. And so that's something that Dar forgot to mention. And also, they're all handcrafted. There's no factory mass production. It's all individually crafted greeting cards. Okay, now on to me.
Cards.
Yes, yeah, hashtag cards. Yes. So I'm going to start off with what would happen if your computer crashed right now, and how would it affect your business? I'm sure it wouldn't be very good. I'm flying in from tech heaven to give your computer more life. I'm Abby, your computer angel, and I'm omnipresent, can work on your computer from anywhere. Let me turn your computer frowns into smiles. I'm very knowledgeable in software, hardware, and safety options. My clients often, when working with me, often refer to me as heavenly. Yes, I have lots of patience, and with my knowledge, it gets to be work. That's why I can end up giving you smiles. Bring your tech problems that are overwhelming you and book a tech call, and I'll fly in to help you. I'm offering you a 10%-ish, 10% discount on the monthly professional plan when you pay yearly. So on my professional plan yearly, it works out to $515 plus tax. So that works out to $48 a month with no tax. So I'm $48 a month with tax, or the $515 per year. So what I need to know right now is for people to share my information to others, as we don't know who needs my help. So who would like to take me up on my 10% offer? Thank you. And my hashtag is tech.
I have a question, Abby. So that $515 per year is including the tax?
No, the $515 plus tax
Okay.
works out to $48 a month.
Okay.
Uh,
And you get 10% off when you pay yearly.
for the
Correct?
year. Yeah.
So you're going to save $51.50. for the year if you pay up front. Got it. I want to make sure everyone's clear on that. And that is
Thank you.
US dollars or Canadian dollars?
Oh, I'm sorry, Canadian. So the Americans get a 30% discount automatically.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And that can be very confusing. I paid DAR the other day with my PayPal, and
Yes.
it was different than what I thought. So it can be very confusing.
Well,
And
PayPal, sorry, go ahead.
no, and I just want to make sure that people do know, for us US people, it is a lot of difference right now in the money.
Yeah, so $21 for DAR's package, minus 30%, that's $6, roughly a little more than $6 off.
Yeah.
So that's a fantastic deal for the Americans.
Right. Okay, perfect. And I will tell everyone again that, and we will talk about this again, when you said share it with everyone, I want to make sure that everyone put all of your offers, anything you have coming up, events or whatever, go to the members page and put it there. Okay. Like yesterday, we couldn't get the music to work on Raw's book music that he had. You got to watch the video and the words come across that you couldn't hear it, but we posted it this morning in the members page. We want you to enjoy it. We want to congratulate him on his book. We want to tell people about his book, and that's a way we can do it. Okay. And the music plays beautifully. So I just want to remind everyone to please utilize that members page. So Abby, make sure you put your offers, and don't put them all in one bundle. If you're going to offer 3 things today, make sure you put it in 3 different posts. So, all right. And then with that said, anybody else have any questions for Abby? All right. We are going to go to Alka. Come on down.
I kind of knew that was coming anyways. So today I am offering today the pocket frogs. They are different sizes. Oh, I forgot. I got to put it close to my face. No, there it is. There it is. I have to find it. They are all individually sized. They're all different colors, and they are individually painted because I don't know anybody else who would paint them for me. I've tried, but they are all individually hand painted. They are picked myself. I usually go to the beach or wherever I find my stones and pick them myself. I pick certain shapes, so they are definitely all hand picked and hand painted. And I, definitely if you're looking for a gift for someone, because Christmas is coming. It's not that many months away. People think, oh yeah, we're still in the summer. Not really. We're still, it's almost September, and Christmas will be here faster than you realize. These make great little gifts. I can even offer suggestions in what to put them in. If you put them in with a plant that looks really cute, like a tiny little plant, and these little tiny frogs with it as well. Nope, there they are. They are painted on the bottom as well. My name is on them, and I don't think you can see the feet. They have little tiny feet right in here. What I am offering them for is $25 within Canada and $30 to go to the US or anywhere else. Pay by PayPal or e-transfer within Canada. These are, they are infused with Reiki energy, Gaia Reiki, which is Earth's energy to bring you good luck and good fortune. And rocks themselves do have an energy themselves, so you get double the energy to yourself. And as I said, I am selling them for $25 within Canada. Normally that's per pair. Normally they cost $17 for one, but you get a little bit of a savings when you buy 2. Thank you. Oh, hashtag I guess would be frog.
Awesome. Okay. And I know I have a box of goodies that'll be traveling to the US soon, and can't wait to get those.
There's a big frog in yours, so not a little tiny one.
part of my stress is relief is going outside and working in my flower beds. I think most people call them. Mine have become gardens because they're larger, and I, keep inventing more and more on this acreage because I just love it. And it does help me feel better inside and out when I'm in that yard working. Playing in the dirt is good for my soul, I guess. So yes, she's got a big frog coming to me and a couple of other things.
I
So
was gonna say, if you're on my Facebook page, you can definitely see it because I posted it there this morning.
awesome. Okay, so hashtag frog.
Mhm.
And how can you know what to do? Put all your information in the chat. And then we will go to Kelly.
Hi, everybody. Heather, I have a question. Where in Nova Scotia are you?
I am just outside of Halifax.
Okay, I am flying into Halifax on my sister and I. We just booked our flight yesterday. Woo, woo, woo. We're going to see my brother who lives just outside of Truro. He's in DeBert. So we're coming in September 26th, which is a Tuesday, and then we're going home on the Sunday, which is October 1st. So
You want to meet up for coffee?
yeah, maybe.
Yes.
So I do have an offer. So the company I'm with is Super Patch. And Dar, I so wanted to talk yesterday with that call that I was on the Mojo Monday. Everybody pretty much, it was a consensus, joy and pain. So the company I'm with, and so's Dar and Abby, they're also, they have the wholesale membership. That's the word I'm looking for. Are these patches, and the joy patch, honestly, you just put it on and it's not, oh, she's got her insoles. You need new ones. They look like they're wearing out.
I do need new ones.
Yeah.
I wear them every day.
Well, that's good. But these patches, honestly, non-invasive, drug-free, put them on, and you literally will, with the joy patch, you'll find yourself smiling. All of a sudden you'll look and go, why? Even my granddaughter one day said to me, or Nanny, do you not have your joy or peace patch on? Go put it on. So I went and slapped it on, right? Because I just thought everybody was here. I was under so much stress. And you know what? I tell you, 15 minutes, and same as the freedom patch, the pain patch. I have a bunion sometimes that hurts. Throw it on. 10, 15 minutes. The pain is literally gone. All the products have a 30-day money back guarantee. That includes us reps. So if you were Dar to order a joy pack, the day you order it is when your 30-day money back date starts. Then if by 22 days it has done nothing to you, it's just a matter of send an email. Company refunds you everything except for your shipping and taxes, of course. So my offer today is anyone who is not a rep, if you want to try the 28-day pack, we have 13 different patches. I will throw in a 4-day pack free of a patch of your choice. So that's my offer. So hashtag patches.
Awesome. So
Very
there's
generous.
so many patches out there. There's so many companies now that do patches.
They are.
So I'm always wondering, because of my chronic pain with my fibro and my arthritis, yes, I have help, but some days I just, you need extra help. I don't know. But how much does like a monthly supply run you that's for pain?
So a great question. Thank you for asking that, LaDonna. So we have two prices. I'm going to go with the 28-day pack, which is a month supply, 4 weeks. For your very first time you order as a customer, you automatically get a 25% discount. So your pack of patches costs you $45. That's $45 Canadian. That's $45 American. That's 45 pounds in the UK.
Well, that
If
makes
you
sense.
continue to order as a customer, you will then pay the retail price, which is $60. So as a wholesale member, you only pay $45. So that's it. We have two prices. And these patches, just to give you an idea, I know there are a lot out there. We have no warning labels at all. There is no warning label that says, do not wear if you're pregnant. Do not wear if you have a pacemaker. All this is on these, it's a sticker literally that has, it's almost like a QR code. And as soon as that QR code touches your skin, within 7 seconds, it flips a switch to that part of your neurology. So you're not putting anything into your body. It's just a QR code, like you would on a cell phone.
Awesome. And then it just
Mhm.
knows what you need, I guess.
It does. It goes to that part of the brain, and people that have been in pain that are basically thrown to the curb by their doctors saying you'll take this oxycodone, you'll always be on painkillers. The testimonials that are coming in out in the group, it brings you to tears. And if I could afford to give every person that needed a patch or a pack of patches, I would.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All
Yeah.
right, great. Thank you so much. And I love that you were able to answer my question. So many people will say, oh, I have to look to see how much they are. I'm
Oh,
glad
no.
you did
Well,
that.
we have two prices. That's what I said. So that makes it a lot easier as well.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So with that said, I'm going to do my offer. And my offer is for one of my newest books, Raising Children is Not Easy, but It's Worth It. And it doesn't matter if you have children at home, if you babysit, if you're the grandma, if you're the aunt. This has, how many are there? 4, 8, 12, 6, there's 20 of authors in this book. It has scriptures, it has poetry, it has ideas of who to trust, who not to trust, medicines to trust, medicines not to trust. It has so many different things. There's even a book, a chapter in here that one of the author's sons spent some time in prison. It explains how they went through that, how he went through that, how she goes through that as being the mom. There's just so many lessons to learn from one level to the next. It's not all about babies. It's about adult children, teenage children. You know, I always told my children, and I still do, when you choose to make a decision, you make a decision for the entire family, not just yourself, because truly it does. No matter what your children do, it affects you somehow. So with that said, I'm going to give out free shipping, no matter if it's to the US or Canada, wherever you live. And it's $15, including shipping, taxes, everything, $15. I have them on hand. I will sign a copy of it for you. And they are brand new. And I think I still have like 10 left. These are perfect gifts for anyone. And the holidays are coming up. And I want everyone to know, we always think it's a long ways off. Well, if you only get paid once a month, you only have 4 paydays left. That's scary. If you get paid the 1st and the 15th, you only have 8 paydays left. If it's every other week, you have 8 to 9 paydays left because the way Christmas falls this year. So And every year I say, I'm going to spend less. But it seems like, no, I buy less, but it costs more. So, you know, seriously, think about it. So, and reading is good. So many of us get out of reading. So there you go. $15. It includes shipping. Doesn't matter where it's shipped. $15. Thank you. Hashtag book. Hashtag book. All right. And then let's go back to Miss Dar. Come on down. And you know I'm going to make you work for this one, Dar. So go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm already working. I'm not working, I'm playing. Isn't that what you said yesterday? We're not working, we're playing.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm literally playing. I'm working on a card. Give you a quick sneak peek. I'm like you, Alka. I can never find it.
There you
That's just a sneak peek. This is one of LaDonna's cards. And they're all homemade. This one here specifically has iris folding. And it's just one of those cards you look at and you say, wow, how'd she do that? And I have a lot of cards like that, actually. So, and I just learn from videos, and it's all about the techniques for me. So, maybe I will say that I'm willing to make another 2 sets of 5 bundles if anyone would like to purchase. And you would get to pick the theme and whether you want it to be birthday or Christmas or Halloween or just a plain inspirational card. That's hashtag card. So that'll be 2 more sets of 5 available.
Okay, so the set of 5 would be how much in Canadian? And
It would be $18. And that would include, right, Abby, was it 18? For the set, for the deal?
That's for the special.
Special is 18. The special is 18. They're going to be going up to the full price of
21.
$21 for 4 cards. So you get a gift of the extra card and postage paid, and there is an envelope for the card as well as being put in a protective sleeve.
Okay, so $18 for 5 cards, is that correct?
Correct, yes. And I will prepare 2 more sets of those cards if anybody would like to purchase them today. It'll be $18.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, does anyone have questions about that? Okay, now have you thought about or do you know, and if you don't, it's fine because I'm just throwing this at you. Are you going to do larger bundles or
I'm gonna sorry, go ahead, finish the question. Please repeat.
Okay, so my question is, are you going to do larger bundles than 5? Or are you going to keep them at 5? Or have you even thought about that?
I haven't thought that far ahead yet, but Abby's nodding her head yes, saying that I will be doing larger bundles eventually.
Okay, all right. That's good to know because again, with the holidays coming, and
yes,
for me, I'm always sending cards out. So if I could buy them, in big bundles at one time and save more, then, that would be great. So, okay.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Perfect. Okay. Any other questions, comments? Okay, so I will ask some more questions then. Can you say, oh, I want half of them? Can I have a couple in thank you and a couple in birthdays, or they all have to be about the same? Okay.
Absolutely. Price will be the same. You can choose whatever theme you like.
Okay.
Divide them up within your bundle.
Okay, perfect. All right. All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, Dar. You're getting so good at this, Dar. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I've had practice at least a year of practice of watching Abby do it.
There you go. There you go. Alka, come on down.
I don't have a second offer. I mean, I have lots of offers. I'm not saying that, but I
Do you
think I
have
will.
anything going on with your spices, or
Pardon me?
do you have anything going on with your spices? You don't hardly ever talk about them. Your I forgot what it's called.
Epicure. I'm trying to think. There is probably right now, what is it?
Elka, I tried. So my friend, I think you've met her, Helen. She lives around the corner from me. She's
I know who
Epicure.
Helen is.
And she gave me the, what is it called? The new macaroni. Modern macaroni, I think it is.
It's not
Oh,
modern macaroni. What is it called?
It's a new one, but it only has nutritional yeast, cornstarch, and I forget one other item in it.
I know which
So
one
it's
you mean.
perfect for whole food plant-based because I just mixed it. You mix it with your like almond milk.
Mhm.
My gosh, you know what? It was delicious. It really, it tasted, it reminded me, honestly, of when I used to eat meat. It reminded me of chicken gravy.
Oh,
Like
really?
that was the kind of flavor that it had to me. But it's amazing.
You know I don't know if you've ever heard me talk about the Nourish broth. That is really good, but it does have chicken flavoring in it, or
See, I
chicken
wouldn't.
something or other in it.
Yeah.
So, you know, like my mother has a not, I mean, she doesn't eat meat much anyways, but she has like a meatless day that she doesn't eat meat.
Mhm.
To me, it's almost always, but whatever.
Me, it's every day.
But you know, I don't use it when I cook that, like on her day for meatless, whatever.
Mhm.
I don't use it because there are a lot of spices that like the blends that have meat in it that you don't, like Nourish broth is really good, but sometimes they put things in unless you actually read the back. That's why I always, when I do the videos, I show, you know, this is what's in it. So because you don't, like everybody says, well, how do you know what it's good for? I said, try it. I said, I've made the chili with meat, the chili spice, and I've made it like a vegetarian chili. It tastes really good. It just changes the flavors a little bit, and you don't really miss the meat either. So I've never. They do have something called tempeh, or like it's called the vegetable protein is called TVP. So it's
Right.
it made to look like meat, but it doesn't taste like meat. So
And you can use soy curls as well, or
I think it's the
tempeh.
same thing. It's just different. It's just, it looks like hamburger meat is what it looks like when you cook it, but it doesn't taste like it, obviously. It's vegetarian. I'm just trying to think what they have going on. They have a few different things going on right now. Oh, I wanted to know, and if anybody's interested in like hosting a party, you don't have to be there. I can do it online. I can show you how to use whatever meal I make for the day, so you can see how it's done. It's pretty, most of them are fairly simple, but if you host a party, you get product back, which is nice. So say if you the class, like what they suggest, what they say is, if you have a party, you would invite your friends to join in on that thing, and they have a certain amount of time to order from that catalog, from my catalog. And so if you sell like, your friends, you invite whatever friends, doesn't matter. There's two different, we have a Canadian one as well as an American one. So classes are different. Just because the American side, they get their products for a little cheaper. And it comes out of Utah. So it's mixed and blended in Utah. The one Canadian one is mixed and blended in just outside of, it's called Saanich. I believe that's how you pronounce it in British Columbia. The women who started, and they are women, they started Epicure about 27 years ago because they wanted the same thing. They'd come home from work. They didn't want to rush around trying to figure out what they wanted to eat, right? Because I mean, that is a problem for everyone. It gets boring eating the same things all the time. So they found a way to incorporate the spices, and they send you out the packages and stuff like that. So, and I've timed it. You can make from frozen, from fresh, and you can sit down and be eating within 30 minutes. So that's how quick it is. And that's why I like it. And the other reason I like it is I'm gluten-free. And I'd say about 3 or 4 years ago, all of their products went gluten-free. So that, and my family, they think gluten-free is, it's just a fad. It's not a fad. But anyways, they can't tell from when I make it from scratch or when I use Epicure, because I don't put out the package say, hey, this is made from Epicure. I just put it out, right? So they just eat it. And years ago, they would never touch anything made but that's gluten-free. Can't tell anymore. It doesn't taste like gluten-free. They've changed how they use it. So all the ingredients are actually in a package. I could actually go get one if you don't mind. I don't know how much time you have, LaDonna.
No, you can go ahead and we'll go on and let Abby talk.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, Abby, go ahead. Come on down.
Well, my second offer is for anyone here to access my once a month Tech Talk Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a great opportunity to bring your questions. It's a safe place. It doesn't matter how silly you think the question is. There's no such thing as a silly question. You can even just listen in. But for everyone here, the offer is email me and I'll give you the link for free.
Perfect. And what date was that again, Abby? Because I know you only have it once a month.
Yeah, so this upcoming one is September 7th at, like I said, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Okay. I always had to put that in my calendar right away or it gets spilled or not. And I forget. So it's that 7 o'clock Eastern time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And for 30 minutes, for an hour?
Well, it tends to be, it's always different. 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
It all depends on the attendance and the questions.
Okay, perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, thank you. All right, Kelly.
Well, I don't have a second offer. But we do have, if anyone would like to be added, we have 2 testimonial pages on Facebook. One I can add you to. One is called The Amazing Patch Stories. That is brand new. That just came out when our patches came out. So that all of these patches have really only been around since August of 2022. Vox Life itself started in 2016 in Canada, and that was the socks and the insoles. So we have one testimonial page, Amazing Patch Stories, and then we have Super Patch Testimonials, and that one has about 40 to 50,000 people on it. So a lot of the testimonials on that page are, you get into the socks, the insoles, the sleeves. So it is tech that is still available. However, it's not as much in the MLM side of it. But can I just read one testimonial to you? So my friend Robin finally tried this and is so happy. She suffers from, oh my gosh, trigeminal neuralgia for 28 years. At one point was close to death from it because of the surgery she had, gave her a spinal infection. She tried so many meds over the years. I'm so happy for her. Her sister-in-law has MS and tried the Liberty. So what that triminal involves, the triminal nerve. It is a painful chronic condition characterized by severe reoccurrent pain in the face, usually just on one side. This pain came from something as simple as a mild stimulation on the face, such as brushing your teeth. But it doesn't tell her test. Oh, there it is. I didn't find a surgeon to do micro decompression until 6 years into my diagnosis. 2 weeks after my surgery, my excruciating pain returned. For the past 22 years, I've tried different opioids and other medications just to cope. The latest was a fentanyl patch. The patch helped me with discomfort, but caused major side effects: nausea, vomiting, brain fog, dizziness, weariness, and insomnia. I felt like I had to continue using the fentanyl patch just to survive. Recently, I've tried the Freedom patches, so that's the pain patch, LaDonna, made by the Super Patch. With its new technology, it has lessened my pain with no medication. I no longer have the excruciating pain I've lived with for the past, for the past 20 years, and insomnia. Hold on. I've lived with the past 20, it's in two parts, sorry, 28 years. I've returned to my former self and able to really live my life again. I'm so grateful to have been introduced to this product. So that's just one that's been recently posted.
That's awesome.
So if you'd like to be added, just let me know.
All right, so we're going to do a hashtag stories.
Hashtag testimonials.
Testimonials, great.
Yes.
All right, we'll do that, and then that way Kelly can get with us and add us if we want. I'm going to ask one thing. Hashtag testimonials. Okay. You said socks. Did you say socks?
Yes.
So are those for diabetics or?
So the socks was our very first technology. So hang on. How many people do you know can pull a foot out from under their desk? So this is my foot. You can kind of see it there.
Yes.
So this was the old technology. The way the pattern is in the sock, as soon as it touches your foot, it automatically optimizes the brain, gives you more balance, stability, power, range of motion. They have the insoles as well that do the same thing. But this technology still works. And yes, this is a diabetic sock, the one that has no, see, it's got no elasticity on it. So it's called our wellness sock. But the way the owner of the company, Jay, explains the technology now is in an iPhone. So this is iPhone 6. The patches, which is the Liberty patch, would replace the socks, is an iPhone 15.
Oh, okay.
So the technology has been upgraded. It's a lot quicker and a lot more effective. Now, having said that, with the socks and the insoles, I know they're taking them out of our MLM space. I also know right now you can purchase them in Canada, but they've been taken out of a lot of the shopping carts elsewhere. So if you were interested in socks, it's a different website than Super Patch. It's Vox Life.
Well, I was just wondering if it was diabetic, like it would help the diabetic.
Neuropathy.
Yes, that's the word I was going to use. Yes.
The socks did, the patches do better.
Okay. Okay. And is it the same patch? The Freedom patch?
No, that would be the Freedom patches for pain. So yes, the Freedom patch would work on your neuropathy, but we would also suggest the Liberty patch, which is the health patch. So the Liberty patch is your ISO, your operating system. So, and then each one of the patches, the other 12, are apps. So
Oh.
they work independently, but they do work better with the Liberty patch with
Okay.
your operating systems.
So, Kelly,
Yes.
the socks, are they just for diet, like neuropathy, or are they also like for compression? Because that's what I need. It's not, I don't have anything to do. I'm not diabetic, but I do have compression issues. So
We do, again, having said that, I need to get onto the website and check it. We have knee highs, and our
Okay.
knee highs, I wear them all the time, every day. Plus I wear my 4, when I get on that plane on September 26th, I'll probably have 7 patches on, just because I know I need them. But I wear my knee highs every day, and the knee highs are equivalent to a non-prescribed compression sock.
do they go by a certain I guess it's strength I'm looking for. I'm not sure if that's the word.
It's the compression. So yeah, so ours, so the compression, it goes higher as you get to the top. And again, it's, I believe, 17 mm. So it's not, it's equivalent to a non-prescribed.
Right now I wear 15 to 20 mmg or something like that. I'm not sure whatever it's called. So it's at the lower end rather than, because the prescription, like the normal, like these are under prescription. However, I don't have that prescription. First, I have to find a doctor, because that's the only way you can get a prescription to take into the pharmacies via doctor. But my socks that I bought like 3 years ago are starting to fall apart.
You know what? Let me make sure, Elka, that they're still available. But they do come with, the socks will, as long as they're in our website, will come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And like I said, they're equivalent to a non-prescribed. So you don't have to worry about dragging them up your leg. You literally put the sock on and pull it up to the knee. And then you would get the technology in the bottom, which is going to give you that balance, stability, pain, overall health. So let me check and I'll get back to you.
Okay. That's great. Because yes, I definitely need them. You don't know the price of them, or do you?
$55.
Okay. Yeah, because normal I got them on sale because I just happened to walk into the drugstore at the right time at the right place or whatever. But my socks normally are they've gone up now. They used to be like $46 a pair. And everybody would say, well, why do you need some expensive socks? Like, if they get a hole, just throw them out. I said, no, it doesn't work that way. Right. The diabetic socks that you buy in the stores, they do not work because they leave the rings around your leg, it's just the way most people, I think, would need compression socks. They don't usually leave the
ring.
The rings. Yeah, thank you.
Well, and also because of you being a first-time buyer, you would get that 25% off. So I believe they would be $38.50.
Well, that's a great deal.
Yeah, let me check.
Because a lot of the drugstores, and now they're like close to $100 a pair. And like, if you want one to wear every day, that's like $700 you're putting out. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let me check and I'll get back to you.
Okay, that's no problem.
Did you have something? You're muted.
Were you talking to me, LaDonna?
Oh, well, yeah, because you had your hand up. Did you?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was muted. I wasn't sure if you were referring to me or not because there was a glitch there. So I didn't hear my name. So anyway, Kelly, one question. Actually, before I go to the question, I was at the Salvation Army thrift store in Huntsville, and I found these amazing socks that they go all the way up to my knees. They are not prescribed, but I have been suggested to use compression socks because of my diabetes. and they have been helping tremendously. I don't know what the gauge on them is, but I only paid 25 cents for each pair. So I scooped them all up until I can afford to maybe get a pair from another pair or two from your company. So
Right.
anyway, I just wanted to share that. I just happened to, like Alka said, to happen to be in the right place at the right time, and I scooped them all up. I got about 8 pair.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I love them. Like, they go all the way up to my knees, and the socks that Alka was talking about, like at Walmart or at the drugstore, they aren't big enough for my big feet and my thick legs. So yeah, I'm gonna get rings, but I don't get rings from these. And I just love them, and I miss them when I'm not wearing them.
Yeah.
They
So
really do help, like
yeah,
convention socks.
they do help. And my question is there a proper appropriate place where to put the patch regarding any topic? Is there a better spot to put them than others, or?
Great question again, the only place that you need to put a specific area is the freedom patch, the pain patch. So they tell you to place that as close to the pain as possible. So if you've got back pain, you want to put it as close to, your back pain as you possibly can. Otherwise, they can go anywhere. I have 4 of them on right now.
Wow.
And they're across the top of my legs, like when I sit down on the edge of my bed. So I have my Liberty, which is my overall health. I have my Defend, which is a immune boosting patch. I have my Focus, because I knew I was going to be on meetings today. Oh, actually, no, I lied. I have 6. I have my Flow, which helps with memory. It helps just keep you clear, keep you more, to be able to do from one thing to another. I put the pain patch on, and I put the joy patch on. So I'm on, and you can wear multiple. Because there's no drugs, there's nothing. It's not going to interchange with anything that you take internally or anything. Like, you can wear all of them if you wanted to.
Okay.
That's awesome. Okay, so we have about 9 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions that anybody has went over yet?
I don't know if I mentioned that I can do e-transfer if you're in the United States, and I can do PayPal if you're in the United States, and e-transfer if you're in Canada. Sorry.
Yes, got it. With that, I'm going to go ahead and give one more offer, because I think everybody's given their second. Oh, Alka, you want to get something to show us.
Yes.
Do that.
Now I just wanted to show you a couple things. Let's see. Okay, can you see it?
Yep.
Yes.
There we go. It might be backwards. I can't tell. This is called Chocolate Bliss Brownies. They have in them, so it's got organic cane sugar, chickpea flour, organic cocoa powder, baking soda, and sea salt. That's the ingredients in it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes amazing brownies, and I made cookies out of them. I just changed the recipe a little bit. There's a couple of things that you can do, and it's good to go. What does it say? It says 2 eggs and a half a cup of oil. That's all it takes to make this mix, and it becomes brownies. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, they look yummy. Are they gluten-free?
Yes, they are. You wouldn't know it though. I made cookies out of them. They came out like that, like a ginger snap cookie, that type of cookie. I had chocolate chips in it. You don't have to put eggs in it. You can put there are other ways to instead of you putting eggs in it, you can put something else in it. There are, I think flaxseed works.
Yeah, flax eggs, or for the oil. So if I was to make that, I would do my eggs as flax, and I would do my oil as applesauce, because I don't use oil either.
You don't use oil either?
No.
Not even like coconut oil?
Nope. not at all. No oil. I'm SOS free, which is salt, oil, sugar free.
And like this one,
The oil, the applesauce replaces oil.
In cooking,
Yep.
yes.
you can use peanut butter too, because that will work. I've
Yeah,
tried-
and you can use aquafaba, which is the, if you drain chickpeas, the liquid from your chickpea, that is aquafaba, and that will even you can even make egg whites, or you can make whipped cream
You
with
can make
the
hummus from that
aquafaba.
too.
Yeah,
That
I
makes
make hummus
hummus.
all the time.
Oh,
This
we're
is-
gonna have like a hen party or something of this. So what do you when you said sugar free, what do you use? Because my husband's diabetic, but we love sugar. I mean, no, we don't eat that much sugar, but we like to have ice cream every once in a while. We like to have a little cookie every once in a while. So how can I make his little sweets healthier for him as far as sugar?
Maple syrup works, honey, monk fruit, stevia. Just trying to think what else works.
Stevia, you want
Splenda, but now everybody's saying don't use Splenda.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
stay-
we have an
try and stay
oatmeal
with-
cookie.
date paste, or you could do date sugar as well. You can
Coconut
purchase
sugar works well.
coconut's okay. I will use coconut sugar.
Coconut
usually-
sugar is not as sweet,
Sweet.
but it will make your food taste sweet, but it's not sweet.
Yeah. My go-to sugar is either I'll do date syrup, maple syrup. Once in a while, I will use honey. I'm not that type of vegan that won't eat it. I'm whole food plant-based, so honey is whole food.
But when you say maple syrup, is that the sugar-free maple syrup?
No, it's real maple syrup.
But it doesn't affect your blood. It's going to still raise his blood sugar, but it's not going to raise it as much as the processed sugar.
Because when he wants to have pancakes, which is very rare, he buys sugar-free maple syrup, pancake syrup. Are we
Okay.
thinking two different things?
I've never heard of sugar-free maple syrup.
No, pancake syrup, not maple.
But it is maple flavoring, maybe?
Flavor. Maybe.
Flavor, it's not
There's a lot
red.
of read your label on that.
Okay, so we're talking two different things there.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
need to go find real maple syrup. Is that what
You
I
might,
find?
yes, you could try Costco. I'm just trying to think what's
Yes.
available in the States.
Sam's Club probably would have it as well.
Sam's Club.
But look on the label to real maple syrup.
Maple syrup is sweet. Like I would rather have, I don't eat any other kind of syrups. I don't like it. I mean, if I'm looking for something sweet, I will go to maple syrup. And yes, I've been known to drink a tablespoon because I'm good for the day. Like if I'm craving something really, really sweet because maple syrup is sweet, but it's natural sweet. It's not like sugar where it's been refined and whatever they do to sugar. I don't know.
Okay.
Even when I bake things from scratch, I don't use white sugar.
No.
I will use brown sugar, dark brown sugar, like what is it called? Demera sugar?
Mhm.
Demera, I think that's how it's pronounced. Or maple syrup or honey.
Okay, because we've got an oatmeal raisin cookie he likes, and it's Splenda brown sugar, Splenda white sugar, but then you hear so many bad stories over even Splenda.
So to make one of those cookies, take oats,
Yes.
bananas, and raisins, and you just mix your oats. It's
He
a
does not like
three-ingredient
bananas.
cookie, right?
See, that takes it all out. He doesn't like bananas.
I
But
don't
would
like
he
bananas
know?
either.
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask you. Does the banana flavor come through?
I don't like bananas either, and I will not eat them. I'm allergic to them, so it doesn't,
He's not allergic to it. He just does not like the taste at all. So, okay,
Well,
good to know. See,
I
we
have a
learned
zucchini.
on this session.
Yeah.
I just need to have a meeting with, people who bake and how to substitute things in for I have a grandson who's dairy free, so I mean he's allergic to the protein in dairy. So there's other things you can use, and same with one is egg free. So I have to think about things before I bake them. I wanted
my
to show you.
sister-in-law has a disease. I don't remember what it's called. You ladies probably know. She just realized she had it last year, not even a year ago, where she has to go gluten-free. Then they went and tested her, both of
Celiac.
her daughters, yes, and both of her
Celiac.
daughters has it too. So it's hard to find gluten-free food. So it's all of Epicure gluten.
Yes, all of Epicure is definitely gluten-free. I wouldn't be able to eat it. I am very allergic, very highly allergic, or my body cannot tolerate wheat flour, white flour, which is the same thing. And a lot of people don't realize that. They say, when I became gluten-free, they said, well, what are you going to eat? How are you going to get your fiber in your diet? And I said, excuse me? I said, what do you think fruits and vegetables have in it? But anyways, because everybody eats fiber enriched bread, right? Well, that's put into there because people buy Abby. I want to show you one other. This is called
cupcake.
chocolatey temptation cupcakes. They have in it, it's got cane sugar, which is supposedly better for you, rice flour, cornstarch, organic cocoa, modified tapioca starch, baking soda, baking powder, sea salt, and coffee powder.
Perfect.
This is so easy to make. All you do is whisk a cup of unsweetened soy or nut milk or applesauce in Kelly's case.
So would that be a
cup of oil and a
item
teaspoon of
perhaps?
apple cider, and that makes it.
So is that a sugar-free? Not a sugar-free, but a less sugar that he could have?
Less sugar. It's not as sweet, but you would never know it. Everybody, I've made that at Christmas time or whatever, there's a lot of allergies in my family, so we have to be careful of what we make. All the people who are dairy free just love it. They say it tastes like regular chocolate cake, and it doesn't taste any different than it. The only thing with gluten-free anything is you let it sit before you bake it, because it just adds to the flavor. It will make it more it's not as dry, I guess. A lot of people find gluten-free things are dry.
Yes. She's been telling me that.
It does change, and it's not. When I became gluten-free probably about 20 odd years ago, all we had then was rice flour. For baking, there's a lot of different things that you can use now that they've been. Chickpea flour in
chickpea flour. I'm like, what? Never even heard of that. So see,
I've grown up with chickpea flour.
With those kind of things, that's why. So
I've grown up with chickpea flour. Chickpea is used in India to make other I don't know if anybody knows. Have you ever heard of pakoras? They are. Okay, Kelly has. They are, you take flour, make it into a batter, right? And you dip your vegetables in it. You can put them in the oven, but my mom likes to deep fry now. Everybody loves it. They will eat, she makes it out of spinach. You can use any vegetable you want.
That's awesome.
Carrots do not work well, but super easy recipe. And chickpea in your flour and desserts, people will go, oh, it tastes like chickpea. No, it does not. It tastes like, and it's especially if you put chocolate in it. Well, it doesn't taste like chickpea flour, that's for sure. It's just depending on how it's baked. But all of the Epicure products are gluten-free. They do not put. I think they've had a lot of issues. People have had a lot of issues, right, with flours and stuff like that. Yeah. Doesn't help with GMO stuck in them either. That doesn't help. I think that's probably one of the reasons I am allergic to wheat and white flour, because when I was a kid, I had no problems eating it. And once they started in with the GMO, changing our food or whatever, but putting
Well,
pesticides in it.
adding more additives to our foods. They'll say, well, what did we do before gluten-free items? Well, maybe there wasn't as much gluten. Maybe there were
Mhm.
less. Maybe we didn't
Yeah.
have any gluten in them. I don't know. But, you know, it's time they change things so that it lasts longer on the shelves. Let's face it. That's what
And
they-
well, it started with corn because people were complaining that, they get an ear of corn and they open it up and there'd be like bugs, whatever, or whatever. It was black or something like
yes.
that. That's what started someone deciding, well, let's see if we can get all the spots off the corn and whatever. So
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense. All right, ladies, thank you. Have a beautiful day. And don't forget coffee time tomorrow. And Dar is bringing us some good talks on how to increase your business with cards, with gifts.
Nice.
I would love to attend, but I have a previous engagement. I'm sorry, Dar.
No worries. I'll catch you next time.
And what time is it tomorrow?
9 a.m. Central.
So 10.
Yes, 10 your time. Yes.
I get confused
perfect.
as soon as you
I
say
can
that.
do leading ladies and then hop
Yes.
on.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right.
Before we go, I
Yeah.
just want to say thank you to Kelly and LaDonna for your 2 orders today.
No problem.
What theme do you want, Kelly?
I don't know. I'll have to check and see what theme to look at.
Okay, because I can do a mix if you like. I can do birthday, anniversary, mix it all up.
No anniversary because nobody
No,
showed.
okay, I'll wait until we're in touch and then
Okay.
I'll send you an e-transfer
No,
request.
I'll send you an e-transfer. You don't need to send me one. I'll
You're
pay you. You
Right,
don't pay me.
right. Okay,
Okay, Donna.
and LaDonna, what do you want?
I want to thank you.
Thank yous. Okay, all 5 of them?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
consider it done.
All right.
That's what I want too. Thank you.
Thank you.
You
Okay,
guys
Kelly.
makes it easy. So,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.